And you know, we don't get to say this very often, but we have a technology and we have an item we're going to be showing you next that's going away and will never be back. Unfortunately, you know, just because of where technology has come, where it's been, what this product does is it basically will play your DVDs and your VHS tapes, but it'll take those VHS tapes and it'll record them on to a DVD. So now you can save those memories because, you know, VHS is tape. It falls apart very, very quickly. It's what they call cellulose tape. So it's exposed to air and dust and dirt and weather and moisture, and it's going to fall apart versus DVD, which lasts virtually years and years and years and years. So this is a machine that'll play both formats, but it'll allow you to save the VHS onto DVD. But the problem is, and I will let Aaron take over, that we had, and here's what we had. We had 8,000 of these to go around. These will never be made again. We have 374 of these machines left. If you have VHS tapes that you still want to play and you want to save onto DVD, this is the way to do it. I think we're gonna give you some DVDs too.
11,
we give you some recordable DVDs that are kind of shiny, but you see them right there. We give you an HDMI plug, we give you the AV plugs, we give you a remote control, and we give you the player itself for $179.95. So Aaron, tell them the story. What's going on with this product?
So the problem is there is one factory left in the world. It's in Asia, and it made, until very recently, it was the last factory that made the heads that will play a VCR tape back. So we've been saying, we knew that the time would come that they wouldn't make it anymore. Well, what happened is a little less than a year ago, the tool, the big steel tool that they use to mold it cracked. It's about $1 million fix. They're not gonna fix it. There aren't enough people that buy VCR and VCR parts for it to make sense. So HSN bought every single one we could, and we are now, as you guys said, we have a couple hundred. Period. This is probably the last show we'll ever do. Why is this important to you? And we just tell you that so that you're aware, because I've been selling DVD VCRs for almost 10 years, and we've always had them available. They've always been these huge sellers. We've sold hundreds of thousands a year. We're not going to be able to anymore. The reason we've sold so many, and they've been so loved, and that this one specifically is a customer pick, is that here's the deal. Here's the problem with videotape. It's not a medium that stands the test of time in any way. So you have them in the attic, you have them in the basement, you think they're fine, they're safe, they're not. They're getting a double image, they're becoming brittle, they're starting to get that yellowing on them, and that if you have that memory saved, then it's something important. It's your wedding from 15 or 20 or 40 or whatever years ago. It's birthdays and anniversaries and Thanksgiving 98 and Christmas 2002, and it's things that we save for a reason, so you want to keep them safe. The bad news is it's not safe no matter where it is. That's the bad news. The really good news, the really, really, really good news is that in my, well, I think now I can say it's actually famous, World Finger Demo, one finger demo, I can show you that you can move all of your old memories from tape where they're not safe over to disc, where they're safe, they're protected, they stand the test of time, they look a heck of a lot better, they take up less room. You're going, well, how do they look better? This is what's called an up-converting DVD VCR. So did you know right now, when you pop your DVD into your DVD player, you're sending a standard definition signal. So you're watching something in standard def, even on your high-def TV. Certainly when you put a VHS tape in, you're watching it in standard definition. This has something very special, a very special piece of componentry that up-converts everything you put in it into the highest of high. Full high definition is what it's called, 1080p. So maybe you have great-grandparents or great-aunts, you know, that haven't been with you for maybe 10s or 20s of years. You will see in high definition for the first time ever. I think that is so exciting. I'm gonna ask a guy if he'll be kind enough to give us a really quick update, because they're flying, and then I'll get right into doing a demonstration.
Kyle, my producer, was just talking to my ear, and he had even said, he goes, I don't know if we're gonna be able to go the whole amount of time on this. Sure. We started with 380. I have 330, but there's 100 people online. This is the final, this will be the final presentation. We'll never bring these back. So if you have VHS tapes, maybe they're like, you know, I have VHS tapes of my dad. He's no longer with us, so I don't have anything on DVD for him. I have taken those and put those on DVD. You know, you could even make it, heck, you could even start a business for yourself with this, because you could take people's VHSs and you can make DVDs out of them. That's what a lot of people will do. They'll buy this. But honestly, the technology's going away. As Aaron said, it doesn't make any sense to make things that make VHS heads anymore. It just doesn't make sense. Nobody's going to go back to that technology. If anything, you know, DVD will become something else, maybe even more compact. But right now, it's going to last forever, virtually.
Right.
I mean, at least, and we're going to give you some DVDs to go with this. So it's going quickly. I have 320 remaining with 9 minutes left. It won't last. It's free shipping. They even took $20 off. You know, none of this stuff we had to do because this thing sells itself. And Aaron mentions that all the time. He's like, oh my gosh, this thing is just, it's so crazy. But I think what it talks about who our viewer is.
Sure.
And our viewer are people like us.
Family people.
That, you know, Aaron's got stuff that's on VHS. You know, he's old enough to be in that sort of time zone on the lower end. I was in it where, heck, I told Aaron, this, you want to date yourself. When I was 2 and 3 years old, my father had a little Super 8 projector.
Yeah.
Reel-to-reel stuff.
Yeah.
And so then, like, it was so funny because he's like, he modernized it and put that on VHS.
Ooh.
Like back in the, you know, in the late 70s, early 80s.
Sure, right.
And now that stuff has had to go on DVD. So you got to be able to get stuff on DVD. This is the way to do it. And there really is. It's the easiest technology.
That's the key. If it were hard, it wouldn't be a customer pick.
Right.
If it were hard, you know, you'd have to take it to a company and pay
Aaron,
them
200 left.
Okay, well, let's just get right into it then. One other thing, you can record from live television directly to DVD. So you can get rid of your
That's
DVR
one of the best
player.
things about
You don't have to pay your cable company anymore, guys. And if you like Guy's dad, if you have an old camcorder, you can even plug your old camcorder in right down here if you have an old VHS-C.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people keep their old camcorders around just to be able to
cassettes.
watch the movies on the little 1-inch screen that's on the camcorder. So you don't have to do that either. Here's how easy it is. Right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4 thumbnails on the screen. I'm going to press stop. Move this into VHS mode, and then just put the VCR, put the tape into the player and press play. Now, one of the things you'll notice, this is a show that I did I used to do a lot of theater with my really good friends, and I did it, gosh, 15 years ago. One of the things I always notice, I'm always scared that it won't play, because eventually it's just gonna stop. But the quality of it looks really good because it upconverts, right? So for a VHS tape, it looks pretty darn good. Now, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save this, we're gonna protect it. Why? My mother likes it, all right? So right down here, here we go. There's one button that says dubbing. This is not the time to blink or turn away because I'm gonna press it one time and boom, that's all there is. VCR to DVD dubbing. What's happening right now is everything you're seeing is being moved over from that magnetic format into digital format where it's safe and protected. And the great thing about having it in that format is now you can pop that into your computer. And so you can edit it, you can make movies out of it, you can email it, you can share it, and there are multiple copies. So even if you ever lost your DVD or what have you, it's great having multiple copies out into the world. You can also, of course, conglomerate all of your family's memories and make a great tape for the family because this disc will play back. When you finalize the disc, it will play back in any DVD player, not just in this one. So when we started the presentation about 7 minutes ago, we had 4 thumbnails that had been recorded. I could have let that go to the end. You know, there's a couple-hour movie. I wouldn't put you through that. And at the very end, everything would moved over automatically. So you can set it before you go to work if you want, but you can also do little individuals. When we started, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we have thumbnail, Mr. Guy, number 5.
Look at that. I mean, and so you have saved a memory. You just locked a memory in, and you can lock it in forever with that. And so anytime, and you know that one of the biggest things, if you look in front of me and then look in front of Aaron, you see how much space VHS tapes. And listen, I'm not telling you need to throw them away. You can recycle them if they're broken, but if they're still playable, a lot of people like to put them on a shelf and keep them because they're kind of they're antiques.
Actually, sure.
They really are. And I know demo reels and stuff. I still have demo reels that are on VHS. Maybe you got stuff that's on beta. Listen, you can put stuff, if you've got VHS tapes, you can turn them into DVDs using this machine. But remember, it's also a DVD player. So even if you just buy it for the DVD player and maybe a friend of yours has a VHS tape, you can watch both formats on the same machine, but you can take that VHS format and you can put it on the DVD. So whether it's anniversaries of maybe grandparents that are no longer here, maybe it's parents that are no longer here, it's in a special event, a wedding or an anniversary that you want to relive, but you can't do it any longer. Like I mentioned, those movies that we had when we were little kids, I was like 3. My brother Darren was like maybe 7, and my other brother Gary was like, he was like 10 or 11. Those memories, if they're on VHS and that tape breaks, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I guess you could try to get the tape repaired, but then you're involving a lot of money. Why not take those memories and put them on a DVD? And not only that, a DVD you can pop into a computer and you can send that.
Yeah.
to somebody. You can't really do that with a VHS.
Absolutely, and you can email
Right?
it easily because it's
Yeah.
in digital format. And I always tell people, if you want a little at-home job, put a ad on Craigslist every day that says, I dub wedding tapes to DVD. Everybody in America wants to have that done, and they think it's complicated. I've only got 45 seconds, but that's plenty of time to do this again. That's how easy it is. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thumbnails that are on the screen right now. That's playing from a CD or DVD. And remember, if you have an old camcorder, you can plug that in. So we've either recorded the things that you're seeing, those little thumbnails, either from other tapes, or we've recorded from live television, because this records from live television as well. This is a DVR recorder, can be set ahead. Guy, I'm gonna ask you to do the honors. This is the last time this will ever be done on this product on live television at HSN.
We got about 100. Yeah, we got about 100 left. So if you want to get it, as I said, we have to shorten up the presentation. You know, it's also a customer pick too, by the way. But if you want to own this last bit of technology before it goes away, well, push. Oh, you want me to push the button? All right, we're going to do this difficult
One
job.
time. Here you go. You got it.
Ready?
That's it.
That's it. That's how hard it is. I'm just talking so much I didn't even hear what Aaron's saying. Aaron's staring there,
okay.
waiting for me to punch the button. He's like, why is he ignoring me?
No,
anyway,
thank you.
It was my pleasure, my friend. Now, you're sticking around. I know you
That's
got
right.
more stuff
Got a
coming.
nice,
We have
nice
that computer we've been talking about.
Nice computer coming up.
Really great one. A very